Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa. If you're new here, please be sure to subscribe if you want to learn more about astrology or if you're into that. Today we're going to be continuing our Mars series, talking about Mars in Taurus. So if you're not sure what your Mars placement means or how to find it actually, if you don't know what your Mars sign is or if you've never looked up your birth chart, go ahead and follow the link I've put in the description bar below, and you can look up your chart for free, and then you will be able to find out what your Mars sign is and your Venus and your Mercury, which I've done videos for, and I've completed all the series for those planets already, so you can go ahead and check those out once you find out your other planets. What does Mars represent in your chart? Mars is about taking action, and it's about how you go about getting what you want. It's really about your initiation, and if you are an initiator or more of a passive, receptive, attracting type of individual, how you go after what you want, it's about also what you desire, what you do about that desire, and how much you desire something or someone. It describes your passion, it describes what excites you, it describes what you might be passionate about, what sets you off in a good way and in a bad way, what motivates you. Also, Mars can also cover the type of male that you're attracted to and what turns you on sexually, what your sexual nature is. So let's go ahead and get started with placement of Mars in Taurus. Now this is an interesting placement just because you have the planet of action and going forward and pushing forward and going fast, and Mars is the planet of being impulsive and being assertive, and like Taurus is very slow and very steady, and it takes its time, it's very cautious. So this is a bit of an interesting placement because we have those two combined into one placement, and it's a little bit of a contradiction. So what really motivates a Mars and Taurus person? For one thing, Taurus rules finance, it rules security and safety and the things that feel good to you, that look good, feel good, taste good, the things that give you pleasure. So a Mars and Taurus can be motivated to have the things that they want. They'll be motivated by whatever it is that they want in life, whatever gives them pleasure and whatever will make their life feel secure and safe and like they're taken care of, basically. Basically, money can be a motivating factor for Mars and Taurus, and security, just having a stable future, having a stable life, and these things can really motivate a Mars and Taurus to go for what they want in life and to motivate them to take action because they are very practical things, and Taurus is that sign of practicality and doing things because it's the realistic and responsible thing to do. So Mars and Taurus can really be passionate about getting the things they want out of life and making themselves feel good. They're all about the senses and having a pleasurable experience as much as they can in life, taking care to enjoy the little things, enjoying the simple pleasures in life. So they are passionate about making themselves feel good, and they're passionate about comfort and being comfortable. Anything that feels good to their senses, anything that looks good like art, or anything that tastes good like good food or music, types of pleasurable things that make life enjoyable. Discussing the subject of anger at Mars and Taurus can actually be pretty scary. They can actually blow up when you don't really expect it, but at the same time, their anger is very slow building. It takes a while because they are patient. They're probably gonna forgive you the few times that you act stupid or you say something stupid or you test them. Oh, Mars and Taurus should never be tested because, like I said, they do explode later on, and so you don't want to see how far you can go with them before they do get to that point. They do have an anger that is slow building and takes a while for them to really get to that point, but when they do, it is scary and it is explosive. Now, a Mars and Taurus is probably not going to be super eager or very open about when they're enthusiastic about something, when they're excited about something. They're usually just gonna play it cool. They're gonna you're probably gonna see it mostly through their actions rather than through their expressiveness, through their words. Mars and Taurus is most likely just gonna play it cool, so you can't really tell it's not like all over their face when they are excited or passionate or enthusiastic about something. So Mars and Taurus doesn't exactly get super fired up about anything really, or at least not outwardly. Because again, this is another reason why it's such an interesting, like, sort of contradictory position, because you have Mars, which is about passion, getting excited about things, and Taurus is just kind of like, sitting back and playing it cool, basically. Like, they're just kind of gonna like sit back and enjoy it, basically, in that very like relaxed, chill, Venusian type of way that they have. Now, sexually speaking, Mars and Taurus could be turned on by physical touch. They're not going to really be turned on by people who are like overly sexual or like people who overdo it. They're going to like taking their time. They're going to like taking it slow and making sure that this is what they want and it's how they want it to be done. I think what really could get them excited is just really like taking it slow and really like drawing it out as much as possible. They're not going to be the type to like jump into something really quickly and knowing that they're gonna regret it later on. They're not the type to do that at all, because they're not impulsive. They're not impulsive like that. They just want to feel out the person first and make sure it's what they want and make sure that this is the right thing to do before taking that action. Mars and Taurus is very slow to take action and to like, because they just want to be sure, and this can really inhibit them sometimes. They're just not led by their heart at all. Taurus is very logical, being an earth sign. They will do what will give them results, and they'll do what is the responsible thing to do, the thing that they know that they should be doing. But anyway, back to their sexual nature. Mars and Taurus is very like sensual. They'll be turned on by like physical touch. They'll be turned on by people or things that appeal to their senses. If you smell good or if you look good, you have like a nice body, or if you like feed them, Mars and Taurus could really be attracted to that. That can sort of serve as like an aphrodisiac for Mars and Taurus. Whatever you do not try to rush them. Do not try to rush into anything like sexual with them, because they're not going to appreciate that. If anything, just try to, like, if you're attracted to a Mars and Taurus, maybe show off like how cultured you are, how good your taste is, if that applies to you. Also, like showing off a bit of your status, showing off like the things that you have. Mars and Taurus can be a little bit on the materialistic side, because that is what motivates them, and that having like security, whether that's financial or physical or anything that will take care of them and that will make them feel taken care of in life. That's something that really motivates them, and maybe it does come off or is seen as like materialistic, but that's the Taurus vibe. Like, that's the Taurus. That's the thing that motivates them, is just security and feeling comfortable. Now, as far as their energy is concerned, Mars and Taurus can be a little bit lethargic. Being ruled by Venus, Taurus does enjoy like the physical pleasures in life. They enjoy feeling comfortable and like being surrounded by like their creature comforts and their habits. Mars and Taurus will most likely thrive in an environment that is a bit routine, because they can handle that. They do like that stability, and they don't like unpredictable or like dangerous situations. That doesn't excite them. Being in a place or having to exert some energy or be motivated in a place that is repetitive, that is routine, and that's something that really speaks stability for them, and that's an environment that can motivate them and that can like give them drive. That's something that they can be passionate about. Maybe it bores other people, but for Mars and Taurus, like, they can be motivated in that type of environment. Mars and Taurus has a lot of endurance, because they can handle the same thing over a long period of time. They have that endurance. They have the stamina to go through that and to put themselves through that. Mars and Taurus is not likely to burn out. They're not likely to have like a very short expiration date on their energy and what they will allow themselves to expend their energy on. This actually makes them hard workers, even though they do like to like laze around and like be surrounded in a bed full of pillows and eating good food. At the same time, like, they also have that stamina to push through the hard work and keep going and last longer than anybody else after everyone else has like burned out. A Mars and Taurus could still be like standing there like doing the same thing that everybody else has like given up doing because they got bored or because like they just um they went too fast in expending all their energy. And Mars and Taurus strength is like preserving that energy and like growing it, like it sort of reminds me a lot of the turtle and the rabbit story or whatever it was called, where like everybody else was like zooming forward and like using up all their energy like super quickly at the very beginning, and then the turtle was like going slow at first, but they knew how to use their energy to like propel them forward later on. That's such a Mars and Taurus lesson. That is their strength because they know how to use their energy well and to not like just like waste it all in one go. A Mars and Taurus, you could say, really knows how to pace themselves, and they know how to like preserve uh, their work ethic or their like motivation for as long as possible. Okay, so I think that about wraps up my thoughts on Mars and Taurus. If you have anything else to add to this discussion, please go ahead and leave a comment and just get a conversation going. Like if I missed out on anything, just go ahead and fill me in. And I just like to hear from you guys and hearing your feedback because it is very helpful and I just like talking to you guys. Go ahead and follow me on all my other social medias at lunarcappy. I'm very active on Tumblr to answer any questions and to just like spread more knowledge about astrology in general, I guess. Go ahead and look up your birth chart if you have not already. I left a link in the description if you have no idea how to go about looking for that. And again, make sure you've subscribed as well and like the video if it helped you out or you learned something from it. And I'll see you again for another Mars sign video very soon.